What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com, and this is the myTouch 3G slide from T-Mobile. It's an ever. So kind of a neat feature. I actually don't know in practice how many people are going to use this all the time and really take the time to set it up and everything, but I think it's a neat feature. I think it shows off sort of the, automated intelligence possibilities with smartphones. So that's kind of neat. The other big custom feature here on the myTouch slide is the Genius button. So we'll hit that. And it's kind of advanced voice recognition powered by Dragon Dictation, who's a maker of lots of high-end, widely used consumer products for voice recognition. And so I can say, send text to Aaron.
Please try again. What are you searching for?
No. Send text to Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Did you say send text to Lauren Pam?
Right, so Aaron.
Please wait.
Voice recognition, not 100%, but it's been pretty good in general. And, it's a thing where Android phones have voice recognition, so this is just kind of taking it a step further. Send text to Aaron Baker. Hey, little buddy, what's happening? And that, right, so there you go. So full name, Aaron Baker, hey, little buddy, what's happening? So that's kind of cool. Go back and try the Genius button one more time.
Please wait.
Find ice cream in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It found ice cream in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, I don't know, anybody out there who's in Tulsa or been to Tulsa? Braum's Ice Cream and Dairy? Is that the spot? Summer Song of Tulsa? Another Braum's. Looks like it's a chain. Freckles Frozen Custard. I just like that name. Nice. Belfonte. So there you go. So it, the Genius button, pretty good. Again, it's just kind of, in some ways, it is a little more advanced than your standard Android voice recognition. But in some ways, it just kind of takes what Android already does and puts a very, kind of easy to understand consumer level or novice consumer level skin on it. And it's something that's just, you see the phone auto switch back because I had it set up for mode switching based on time. It just, it puts a button right on the front there. And again, purists of Android and tech heads who are watching this, you're saying like, well, why do I need that? It's so easy to get to voice search on Android anyway. You just have, you have your widget on the home screen. We'll show you the search widget. And, you just have that. You have that there. And then you tap on voice command. Find ice cream in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right? And so, it works like that. And it's the same Maps, the same Google and everything. It's just, T-Mobile, I think it's smart to do this with the button on front. Again, it's, like I was saying before, not for everybody, with the new UI and the button and everything, but it takes these features and makes them even easier to use. So there you go. And in a lot of ways, that's kind of the theme of this phone, except that, it also gives you the hard keyboard, which I talked about in the other review that I think is great. I've actually heard from some people who really don't like keyboard. Keyboard's a very personal thing. I think the hard keyboard in this phone is terrific. But anyway, so kind of, all in all with the software, you're getting, the web performance is really good, I think. You've got Swype on here as well. That's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. So we'll turn on Swype here, or we'll use Swype to get to PhoneDog. Swype does work pretty well. It's kind of neato. You haven't used Swype, basically instead of typing, you just draw a line across all the letters in the word that you're entering, and it's pretty good. It recognizes pretty well. When I first used it, I wasn't sure. I felt like it was maybe kind of a gimmick, but it does work quite well. I know a lot of people really like it. So nice that Swype's pre-installed as well as the hard keyboard. Again, the software I think works quite well. You've got pinch to zoom on the web browser and the photo gallery. The standard Android stuff, slightly different look and feel. You can install all the apps and everything. Kind of the downside with the software here with any customized Android skin is that you're going to be waiting a little bit longer to get your upgrade to 2.2. T-Mobile, it's come out recently that the original myTouch, the myTouch 3G, is going to get the 2.2 upgrade because that doesn't have any customization on the software. They'll be getting that upgrade sooner. This phone will get a 2.2 upgrade. It'll just take a little longer. And as Android matures past 2.2, these custom skins may or may not go the way of the dinosaurs. But for now, again, I think T-Mobile did a nice job with the software. I see what they were trying to do. They made a lot of changes that aren't necessarily for the hardcore techie, but they didn't strip away any functionality that an Android enthusiast would be looking for, except the whole upgrade thing I just mentioned. So, it just kind of depends. I mean, I think you can do a lot of customization on Android phones, and if you're into the hardware of this phone, you're into T-Mobile service, but you don't like, the T-Mobile look and feel, you can probably figure out a way to change that up. But for the average consumer who's kind of not used to the smartphone, there's a lot going on here that they just did a nice job of bringing to the surface. With the Genius button, making these icons very simple to recognize and touch, and even when you're moving things around, like I showed you, it shows you kind of the grid of where you can put stuff and how many spaces you have, and you just make everything's just a little bit easier. The faves thing's a little weird. The look and feel of faves is a little weird, but I'm not so into the look and feel of faves, but I understand what they were doing there. So in general, there you go. The software works really well. Like I said, I don't think the lack of a Snapdragon processor is that big of a deal on this device. And in general, I'm really enjoying using the phone. And I think the big thing with this phone, if you want Android on T-Mobile, the original myTouch, and then there's Nexus 1, which is a big step up in terms of processing power, display resolution, all that kind of thing. But you're giving up a little bit, not having the hard keyboard, and then a whole separate thing about Nexus 1 not being in the retail stores, at least not yet. Hopefully it will be before too long. So there you go. Long take on the software. I would say thumbs up. I would say while the customized look and feel of some of this stuff is not necessarily for me, not necessarily for you, I think they did a fine job with it, and I get what they're going for. And you got to remember that, as much as we're all super hardcore techies around these parts, or some of us are, not everybody is. And so not every phone is designed, to be top of the line spec sheet. And I think T-Mobile really put a lot of thought and effort into teasing out the features to make them easily accessible to people. I think they did a nice job with that. As with any of these phones, though, if you can, try before you buy, for sure. So there you go, a look at the software on the T-Mobile myTouch 3G Slide made by HTC. And like I said, much more on this phone on PhoneDog.com. Written review, videos, unboxing, and hardware review. So there you go. Thanks to T-Mobile for loaning us this one. Going to get it back to them. And there's always new stuff to review, so have no fear. Until next time, my name's Noah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.